Welcome back to this episode of Face to Face. We're here today with JD again, and today we're here with Tchamambe. How are you both?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm very good. Yeah, good.
Surviving the heat wave all right? It's a little bit hot today, isn't it?
Very hot, but we started early, so yeah, it's not too bad.
Alrighty, so just to give a little bit of background about you, Neil, can you tell us a little bit where you're from, where you grew up, how you got into rugby league?
So I'm from Leeds, Hare Hills. Been there all my life. 2005, where I was born. How I got into rugby? First of all, I hated rugby. At the start, I absolutely hated rugby. Used to play a bit in school for Corpus Christi, Catholic College in Leeds. Skipped a lot of sessions, to be honest. Not the best, but yeah. I was more of a football person. Played ever since growing up. I was looking up to my oldest brother, and then I had a lot of my friends just tell me to play rugby. Then that's how I got into it.
Alrighty, you mentioned there, born in 2005, so it makes you 21. How was it moving out of home so young and moving to London? How did that go for you?
It's not the worst because I moved out pretty much when I was 18. I lived in Hull, went back home, then moved down to London. So I've already had the experience of living by myself. So yeah, moving down to London wasn't the worst.
So how old were you when you signed with Hull then?
18.
18. And then so you played, did you play any games there, or you was on loan?
I was on loan at Whitehaven, for 2 games.
Yep. Did you that was for championship?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you moved over to Wakefield after that.
Yeah.
And then you made your debut in Super League last year for Salford, is that right?
Yeah.
How'd that go? How was that game?
It was good. Like, I loved the experience of playing at the top level. That's all I really wanted to do. Have that initial experience, see, gauge where my game is at, and then go from there. See what I can learn on.
How's it been playing in Championship this year versus that experience in Super League last year, do you think?
So it's a lot different. It's a different game. In Championship, it's a lot slower. Like, you got more time to make your reads, stuff like that. But it's still a learning experience because you still got, even though it's a lower level, it's still things in my game that I got to improve on. So it was more of a learning curve coming down to Champ.
So you got the call earlier this year to come down to London. How did that all come about?
I think it was October, November times. The agent said, they've got a call from London saying they want you to come down, and I said yes straight away, to be honest.
You said straight away?
Yeah.
What is it about London that you wanted to be a part of?
For me, it was more the game time. So I really wanted to test myself in the Championship, see, like, gauge where I'm at as well. But the experience of London, like living in London, I've heard that it's very good, especially from my teammates that's been showing me around. Jimmy, Sid, like, they've all been showing me around London. So yeah, it's been good.
What's been your favourite part of London so far?
Being with the team. Yeah, but also training as well. It's like having a new team, completely new team, loads of people from PNG, Australia. Like, it's a good mix of everyone, really. So yeah, it's been good.
JD, what is it about Neil that you were excited by?
I think you forget sometimes Neil's 21. Like, I remember when his birthday not long ago, wasn't it? Yeah, and it was like, wow. But then you see him with Bobby and Jake, and you remember that he's still a young man, you know. So. But the way he's handled the transition's been first class. I was recommended a few players from the late John Keir when I got the job, and Neil was one of the blokes that was at the top of that list. So it was pretty easy transition, and to get the season-long loan from Wakefield, and with the view of Neil staying down here longer. And I thought his attitude when he got here was first class. He missed probably you had about a month out, didn't you, with your knee. But the way he handled that, he's come back and hasn't looked back since, and he'd be one of the form wingers in the comp at the moment. Him and Weil are playing some great footy, and I think his game's definitely developed. He's learned how to talk, he's learned how to understand situations, and I think coming back and playing Championship out for a full season and getting regular game time is definitely going to help him transition into Super League and have a long career in Super League.
You mentioned Bobby and Jake there. You guys are neighbours. You live with Wol. How is that experience? What's that like, living with your teammates? Do you enjoy that?
It's been a wild experience, I'll tell you that for free. Jake and Bobby, just craziness in their apartment. It's honestly, it's a funny experience, like being around them too.
In their apartment?
I'm not going to comment too much on that one. But Wol, he's a different person, weird person, but he's part of him is he's very mature. Like he shows me a lot of stuff, like just little bits like I can improve on off the field as well to improve my game on the field. So yeah, it's been nice being with him.
You've helped him clean their apartment too, I've heard, Bobby and Jake.
Yeah, it was a stressful time, I tell you that.
What are the other things that Wally sort of taught you that you've put on the field that you've been able to implement into your game? Is there anything?
Yeah.
Wally's not good at staying calm.
Yeah. On the field, just like linking up in yardage. So I've always been used to just one-up carries and just going by myself, just not really using the people around me on the field. But obviously with JD, the shape that we have going into yardage, like it's been miles better. Like I have people around me that I can pass to. I've actually had my first pass out of yardage to Wally. Ever. So it's been nice.
Feel like you're more part of a team, then your game sort of become more together, or that type of thing?
Yeah, 100%.
You've been playing pretty well, right? What, third top try scorer currently? How are we feeling about that? We want to move up? You got to beat Gyro or Maria now, actually?
My tactic is to tackle Gyro every time he makes a break and then steal the ball and score myself.
How does coach feel about that?
Yeah, I think just back up Gyro and you'll have to pass to you, so you'll get a few tries that way. But it's good, you know. I think we'll end up having 4 of the top 5 top try scorers, which is pretty impressive. And then you got guys like Luke, who's a back rower, who's scoring the points, and then we got our winger, we got a fullback, we got a half, so we got blokes that are scoring points all over the field. And there's quite a few guys just under them as well. Jimmy's hanging on for the top point scorer now as well, so that's going to be I think he might get run down. So it'd be interesting to see if he hangs on to that. But yeah, it's the boys they're challenging each other. I said that all year, that biggest challenge will come from inside our 4 walls, and I'm not sure they talk about it, but there's that little rivalry where you want to get more tries and be the top try scorer. They won't say it, but it's true. It'll be there. There's no doubt it'll be there, yeah. Gyro's done a few dummies and got himself a few times, so it's definitely on his mind. And Maria mentioned it the other day. Oh, Gyro caught me. So it's pretty impressive what Maria did prior to his injury as well, to be that far ahead. I'd hate to see what his try assists are as well. No one's catching them, but it bodes well for, fingers crossed, he gets back in the finals.
Towards this weekend's game, we sort of chatted about after the game a little bit with the rotation of the squad. Is that something that you're looking to do this weekend, or with Oldham being where they are on the ladder, that's not?
Not really, no. It was more about resting a couple of bodies up last week. This week it's about picking our best 17 and going after the contest. And then we get an opportunity at home again if we need to rotate a few boys in the squad. The idea is to make sure that we've got 20 to 22 fit, firing, all match fit as well players going into the finals. And if we're able to do that, then great. But ultimately, the first thing to do is get up there and get our performance right. And I think we'll take a lot of lessons out of the witness trip and put those things into place going into this game, and be pretty clear on how we want to go about this game, particularly the start. And I know full well that Oldham have been sitting back waiting for this game. It's a massive game for them in terms of the top 2 finish. If they want a top 2 finish, they're going to have to beat us on Sunday. So, be a big crowd. They're a good side. They're a very experienced side. They move the ball a lot. Drinkwater's key to that as well. But they've got guys like Matty Wildy, who's very experienced and been around and knows how to get his team around the field, plays 13 and 9. And then they've got some strike on the edges with Nisbet and guys like that as well. So and Walker at fullback. So it's going to be a big challenge for us. Again, it's our last road trip. But for us, there's a leader shield on the line. We get the job done this weekend. We pick up the club's first ever league leaders, and it was something that we set out at the start of the year to win every trophy available. So this weekend's a chance for us to go after that.
I think that we've got the away trip, since this is the last one, the away trip routine down pat. Do you think you know how to prepare best for those types of away trips? Yeah,
it's been a thing since the start of the season. The leadership group talks with JD, and they've got it pretty much nailed down. The routine of going up, preparing in the pool, whatever bits people need to do, stretching, they get through it, and then go to the game and get it done.
What is your routine
My routine, I like to get in the pool. I love just going through the movements, make sure my knee's all right for the game, and then a lot of sleep. it's a lot. Yeah, it's a long travel going up, so I like to get my rest in early.
He's also the numbers man on the bus, making sure everyone's there.
Yeah, I always numbers man, making sure everybody stays on the bus. Yeah.
Should we be trusting Gyro with that? Do you have a favourite away trip that you've done so far?
Favourite trip? I like to say Midlands, semi-final, 100%.
Did you play that game?
I didn't play that game, but on the bus, the
vibes on the way back.
The players. Hammy. I did my Hammy that game, yeah.
Can you tell us a game that you actually played that you enjoyed?
Which one I played that I was good in? We've had a away trip for a long time.
I think that away trip, because obviously it was a semi-final, got us into a final, but going back to the pub with our supporters after the game, created a great atmosphere for everyone in the club. I think that's what Neil's trying to say. And then the bus trip home was a great afternoon. It was a shorter trip, so the boys were quite relaxed after the game, and even the staff. I mean, a lot of songs singing about Wardy. He still talks about that. He had a great time in it.
Wardy did.
Something about his hair, wasn't it? They were singing, was it, or something? Like that.
Was that your favourite away trip so far, JD? Do you reckon?
Yeah. I think like I said, it was a shorter trip, but we had so many fans that went to that game that was probably the first time we went, wow, the energy and the atmosphere is really growing in London, and we're starting to see that by the people that we see. We often get a good group that go away, but there was we probably had more supporters there than Midlands. And then everyone went back to the pub afterwards. It was just good for us to get in and show our appreciation and relax and celebrate what was a good performance. And then that opened up for the boys to get on the bus. And I think the bus ride went longer than the 2 hours. I think the travel kept continuing on for quite some time after that.
How did you get on the coach back?
I just jumped on.
You were doing pretty good.
Oh yeah. I was on the supporters bus going up. It was me and Appel. Just being with the fans on the bus, like getting to know them as well, talking to them, playing a bit of games as well for beer for them, anyways. But yeah. What's for me?
How have the fans sort of taken you under their wing, I guess, or like how have you found the fans? Because you seem like you're a bit of a fan favourite at the moment. So how have you found all of them, being on loan and that type of thing? Yeah,
it's been very embracing. Like coming down here, it's just a new experience, new team, new everything, and for the fans to be on your back, like they got my back, like pretty much. If I'm playing bad or play good, like it's honestly it's good. It's nice to see.
JD, how did you feel about that? Like with the fans coming in and embracing you as well? Did you find that?
Yeah, they've been awesome. Yeah, it was a big change, wasn't it? But I think it was a change that the fans were needing. They needed to see some hope at the end, some light at the end of the tunnel. And I think Grant and Lockie and Gary Hetherington have brought that light, and they can see there's direction that the club's going in, and that gets them excited about what the team could do. And then I think the way the boys have played and the performances, consistency that they've played with all year. I speak to a lot of them after games that just say that it's unbelievable to think how they just keep turning up when they've 16, 17 straight, but still keep turning up as if it's, they're coming off the back of a loss. It's that important to them. And I think the boys have done a fantastic job at that this year. And we talk all the time, it's not about just ticking those off and saying we've achieved something special. It's just a part of the journey onto the destination where we want to get to. And that destination is starting to come closer and closer every week now. And I think the boys are starting to get excited about that. And like I said before, it's a big game this week, but it's also our last away game. And to go through a season when we've been on the bus 7:30, 8 a.m. in the morning for 3 o'clock kickoffs, back at midnight or 10:30, whatever it is when we get home, depending on where we play, to do that all year and to go unbeaten would be a massive achievement for these boys.
JD, the fan question of the week comes from Sam M, and he wants to know what areas of your coaching skill set have you feel that you've improved on since coming over to London?
Yeah, it's a good question. Obviously, I've spent a lot of time when I finished at South just doing radio and then going back and teaching at high school and going back to coaching the basics. Like really, when you become a head coach, often you can get taken away from the actual on-field coaching. So I felt like that time really set me up to come here. And one of the things I've enjoyed about this, and Neil spoke about it before, was pulling a team together that's starting from scratch together. You know, they haven't played together. Yeah, we're playing for London and it's an existing club, but the whole team was built from a few existing players, but a lot of new players. So one of the things I think I've been really good at is, or I've done reasonably well, is been able to strip it back and build it from our fundamentals into our game model, and then in our discipline and our motivation to want to be successful. And then I think, you know, one of the things when I'm coaching at my best is being able to tell that story about where we want to go and how we want to get there. And I've been fortunate to have Danny Ward with me along the way as well, who's been outstanding for us. And Blake Duncan, who's our head of performance, has done a fantastic job as well, which allows me to focus on what I need to do. But yeah, I mean, there's always things you're working on as a coach, but the ability to just get back and coach the fundamentals, I think, has been something that I've really enjoyed, having been hands-on on the field. And the boys probably haven't enjoyed it as much at times, but you can see by my voice that I'm at times, you know, and I say that all the time, like I'm driving a standard that I know we're capable of getting to, not necessarily where we're at. And yeah, I just love being out there with the boys. It's been a real pleasure this year.
Of that opportunity, did you get at previous clubs building those fundamentals? Is it something that's just sort of carried through coach to coach, or do you get a say on changing things up?
Yeah, I mean, I was, you know, I came through as a head coach. That's how I started, as a player coach at Keighley, and then head coach at Queensland Cup, and then assistant coach NRL, back to head coach in New South Wales Cup, and then moved to Brisbane with Wayne and was 3 years there. But under Wayne, I was pretty fortunate that it was just him and me, and I was able to, as he said, act and think like a head coach. So I was pretty fortunate in that aspect that, you know, I had the ability to go to him. And like he always said, like if you've got something you think you can do better, then show me. Don't just tell me what we're not doing well. Anyone can point fingers or talk about things we're not doing well, but talk about how we fix it and how we go about changing it. So that's been something that I enjoyed doing, and I enjoy that as well. And I just enjoy getting back to getting on the field with the players, driving a standard, but also one-on-one, working with players. You know, it's as a head coach in the NRL, you end up getting pulled out of that. You have 3 assistant coaches sometimes. You don't spend a lot of time with the individuals or with the split groups, you know. So, yeah, it's been enjoyable to be able to do that sort of stuff. You got young players like Neil and Wall and guys that are at the start of their career. There's so many of them that are just at the start of their career. And then obviously I've brought over 6 players from PNG that take a lot of responsibility on how they settle in and how they perform and how they enjoy the experience as well. I think fundamentally for me it was about them showcasing their talent, but broader than that, showcasing what PNG has to offer to the game over here. So I think the group have been outstanding in helping that settle in as well. So I think one of the things that's happened and been good is about the boys have been able to take this journey, but also take it to the direction they want to go. And the leaders have been excellent. I think Regan Campbell-Gillard, Reg, has been phenomenal in that area, and spoke a bit about the London boys with Dean Hawkins. Again today, his leadership and the way he communicates, the way he drives, what he wants from his team has been first class and is getting better every week.
How's JD on the field, Neil?
No, JD he's very clear on what he wants. He's set his standards from the start of the season. Like he set what the backs need for me as a back. He's told us what we need to do, when we need to do it, and it's been very clear. So yeah, it's been very good.
What have you learnt from him? Anything in particular?
Defensively, I was at the start of the season. I wasn't a very the best, but yeah, just told me like just the cues for when to go, when to jam, when to be patient, and yeah, it's definitely helped me like across the season.
Just learned something from me. There you go.
Yeah, but that's my job, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like you know, I played for a long time at Super League level and coaching for a long time. So if I can't help Neil on the training field, then I'm in the wrong job, you know. But again, I think that's what I love about is just educating players. But ultimately, they've got to go out there and do it, and you've got to build that trust. You know, anyone can tell you to do stuff, but if you don't believe that it's making you a better player, you're not going to buy in as much. So for me, it's about teaching them what works for us as a unit, and then how individually they get to embrace that and bring the best out of themselves inside that. Because ultimately you want every player to feel like they're contributing, and the boys have been excellent at that. You know, it's not the finished product. You're always working on that, whether you're a young player or you're a mature player. It's always a work on. And what they've done well this year is they've bought into that, particularly our edges, because we've had a lot of changes. We've had Alex and Rob out for long periods. We've had Wal's played centre, he's played on the wing, Neil's played both sides, Brandon's been in and out, and Tins as well. So there's been a heap of changes on our edges. Teddy's come in. So they've adapted, and it doesn't change how we play, which has been pretty impressive.
How have you found those changes, Neil? You're just happy to do whatever you need to do for your team?
Yeah, to be fair, I'm just happy to play. Happy to be on the wing and be playing and getting out there and scoring, to be honest. Obviously, I've had about like 4 different centres, but like as JD said, like we've got the process that we've been taught from the start of the season. So whoever comes in, like it's nothing really changes, to be honest.
Hopefully scoring more tries this weekend for you.
Definitely.
Not taking Garo out though while you do it. Running straight down the sideline instead, hey?
Yeah, I got you.
Alrighty, well thank you both for joining us today. Good luck on the weekend. And if you like this video, like and subscribe to see more.